Hey guys, it's Arlette from Chasing Joy, and I'm going to do just a short video for you guys today about how do you keep going and stay positive after several failed fertility treatments. If you've been following along on my journey to become a single mom by choice, you know that I have tried to get pregnant several times. I am doing IUIs with frozen donor sperm, and I just had my 5th IUI and it was not successful. So obviously that's just so disappointing. But, I know I'm not alone. There's so many women and men, families, in this journey to try to conceive, to become parents. And, the failed attempts are, I guess, just part of the process. So, figured I would share how I get through it. I guess the short answer is you just do, because you really don't have a choice, because life goes on. You still have to go to work the next day. You still have to perform and fulfill your responsibilities as, a person, as a sister, daughter, mother, if you already have other kids, wife, girlfriend, whatever you may be. You still have to show up to life, and so basically, you get through it because you have no choice. The longer answer for me is, one, I do kind of allow myself to feel down for a little bit. I cry. I think we all cry. I've tried very hard to not cry on camera because I don't want that image of me out there in the world, and it's not something that I want to see later. But I allow myself to be sad in private, and then I just try to look forward. One of the blessings with the female reproductive system is that usually right after you get the negative, within a few days the next cycle is starting. So it kind of cuts short how much time you have to be too upset, because it's time to focus on hoping that the next try works. And that's a hard transition, too, to go from so devastated to try and now find all this hope and optimism, because people say, yo, think positive. And, I'm all about optimism and thinking positive, but it's not always easy. But one of the benefits is, your next cycle starts and you have to start making plans with the doctor, and it does make you be a bit more forward thinking. So you don't have a lot of time to dwell on the negative pregnancy test. Another thing that I do is I try to think of reasons why this next cycle might be better. So, for example, on my last try, which was in early November. By the way, my videos are a little bit delayed, so just to buy me a little privacy for when I do get the positive test, that I'll have time to tell all my friends and family before I tell YouTube. So I'm actually doing this video in mid-November. You guys will see it a few weeks later. But anyway, so the last attempt was in early November, and one of the really positives about that try was that if I would have gotten pregnant, my due date would have been July 17th, which is right around my brother's birthday, and I just thought that would have been really neat and exciting, and probably a positive thing for him, because I know he has had some, I'll just say, concerns about my taking this path to becoming a mom. So I just thought that would be really neat. So I was excited about that, but obviously that test didn't, it wasn't positive. So now for this cycle, I'm thinking, well, what could be really good about this cycle? So one of the great things about this cycle coming up is if this next cycle is successful, I should be finding out that I'm pregnant right before my mom's birthday. And I think that, or right around her birthday. And I think that would be a really, really awesome birthday present for her to find out she's going to be a grandmother. So that's one technique I use to try to think about, well, what could be good about this next try to help me be positive thinking. Another thing that I do is I just pray a lot. You know, I am a Christian, and you know, and I prayed a whole lot about this decision beforehand and during, and I just think that, you know, there's a reason that God hasn't allowed this to happen for me yet. And I just try to rely on my faith that when the perfect timing comes, that's when it'll happen for me, when God sees that I'm ready. You know, and that's not an easy way to think either, because it also leads to me thinking, well, what am I not doing that I need to do so that, you know, God can see that I'm ready. So it could get kind of circular thinking, I guess, but overall, I just try to have faith that there was a reason this one didn't work. Perhaps maybe the quality wasn't good or something, and maybe I've been spared a miscarriage or some other reason. So I just try to rely on my faith, and then in the bigger scheme of things regarding my faith, I don't believe that God would have given me such a strong maternal instinct if He did not intend for me to become a mom. So I just try to hold on to that and feel like eventually it's going to happen, and hopefully this next cycle, but you know, only God knows. But those are some of the things that I try to think about and focus on to help me get through and to help me focus on the positive and on the next cycle after so many negative tests. Lastly, another thing that I try to remind myself is something that one of the ladies said when I went to a local Philadelphia Single Mother by Choice meetup. She said, you know, most women who go on this journey end up with a baby in some way, shape, or form, whether, you know, it's through the IUI or if you have to go to IVF. If none of that works, if you end up having to do, you know, adoption or foster care, or some people do donor eggs. Or surrogacy. Like, there's so many paths, thanks, you know, to the modern times that we live in, that most women do come out on the other side of this journey with a baby. So I try to hold on to that as well. So I don't know if this is helpful to anyone who is experiencing lots of negative tests like me. Hopefully it helps you to know you're not alone, that many, many, many women and families are having the same experience, as painful as it can be. But you're not by yourself, and prayerfully we'll all, you know, most of us can come out of it on the other side with a child. So anyway, hope this was helpful. If you've been where I'm at, I'd love to see in the comments how you've gotten through. You know, maybe even one, I guess, negative test is devastating, but if you've been through 1 or 2 or 3 or more, up to 5 or more like myself, I would love to hear in the comments how you focus on the next cycle and how you, I don't want to say get over it because that sounds harsh, but how do you move on from the negative test. So hopefully you guys can leave me some comments. If you like my videos, please subscribe. If you're a new watcher, feel free to check out some of my older videos to see all that I've gone through thus far on this journey. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Please keep praying for me and sending me baby dust. Bye.